Okay. Let's see if it works now. After I change some settings. Greg, you're the only one with me right now. I appreciate you, buddy. Let's see how fast this ramps up. There we go. Oh, Corey's there too. Thanks. Until this thing gets going. There it is. Now it's up. Little delay on a couple ones. Now they should be diving in. Tremendous. Okay, now we're rocking and rolling. Rhonda from Ohio, Kentucky. Hello, Rhonda from Kentucky and Rhonda from Ohio. Chris from Plattsburgh, New York. Billy from Boston. Mary from Maryland. Adrian from Queens, New York. Wilmington, North Carolina, Shannon. Yes, Facebook was a little delayed in going up there. Ken and Lake Mary. Pink in Ohio. Georgia, Hannah. Hello, Hannah or Hannah. I saw Nazi York where they have quarantines now. That's fantastic. Let me just check to make sure everything's working here. It's a little bit delayed today. Rebecca from Myrtle Beach. Aaron from Fallon, Nevada. Jeanette from New Mexico. And let's see, we're live streaming to all social media still. Don, good. Patty from Connecticut. And we're live streaming to the website as well. Yes, scores. Sandpoint, Idaho, Lori. Hello. San Francisco, Elizabeth. San Francisco. I feel bad for you out there. It's a beautiful city, though. It truly, truly is. Lynn from Sydney. I'm assuming Australia. Andres from Ocala. Hello, Andres. Susan from Tampa, Florida. Hola to you. Hello, Jan. Rockvale, Tennessee, Tina. Carrie from Texas. Lutz, Florida. Beautiful. Wright City, Missouri, Jennifer. PJ from Virginia. Hello. South Texas, Lucy. Paige from Charleston, South Carolina. Alana from Oregon. Lee from Ohio. Hello. David from Toronto. Okay. North Country, New York, Mandy. Hello. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Oh, yeah. Everyone wants to know what POTUS said today. Rianne, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Beautiful. This is Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. Well, let me first show you something. All right. I have let's go with a little inspiration to start, okay? A little inspiration to start. Let me just show you this real fast, okay? Because we like a little inspiration. The days get long out there, don't they? We have this weird thing going on with the news cycle where it feels like everything's going really fast, but then it also feels like everything's going really slow. Like the days to me feel very slow right now. Now it's because I'm really busy, but also they feel like it's constant news being peddled constantly, not just mainstream media, which I'm not watching, but social media, Facebook, Twitter, all those different places. Like it's just constant. And the 24-hour news cycle just kind of flies around and around and around. So let me show you a little bit of motivation, inspiration. It's a quick one. It's a minute long. And there's some of my friends in here, so I want you to see it. Here we go.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
I just wanted to kind of show you that because a couple people in there you might recognize, okay? And it is the crazy ones. And let me preface this with I joke about this, but I'm also telling you the truth. I tell people a lot of times that I live on Crazy Island. Um, I growing up, I never felt. My wife and I were just talking about this. I think yesterday, or the day before, is she was telling me a story about herself growing up, and it's probably very by divine intervention that we connected because she said growing up, she never felt like she belonged here. Not here like her home and her family, but she never felt like she belonged, honestly, on this planet. She felt different. She questioned things. Nothing made sense. And it's interesting because I jokingly tell people on the phone or in the office or even here that, like, I live on Crazy Island. And I don't say that in a mean way. I'm not self-deprecating on that. I live on Crazy Island. I have my island. Now, on my island is also my wife, my daughter, and some very close friends, and maybe some family at times. But I will tell you, I am very happy on Crazy Island, meaning I have known from the very beginning, and maybe you're a lot of you, maybe I'm preaching to you who also feels this. From the very beginning, even growing up when I was on welfare twice, when I was growing up, I always felt like I was never supposed to be in that situation and that someday I would be something that would be changing the world. But I also felt like life didn't make sense. Not from a depression standpoint, from an anxiety standpoint, nothing like that, right? Actually, I ended up having anxiety because I was so freaking like outside of this world that I couldn't be sane almost in this world, right? It took a lot of self development, still does, to keep me grounded in this place. But Crazy Island is mine, meaning I will tell you, I will tell you, if I meet someone new or I get to know somebody, they are actually not allowed on Crazy Island in my world until there's been some loyalty. Not because I'm trying to like be this egotistical thing. You have to be able to think like I do. I will tell you, there are only so many people behind the scenes that I will chat with or I'm good friends with. And when I say that, it's because I can have normal conversations with normal human beings. I know how to socialize. I'm not antisocial. I'm not weird in social situations. Sometimes I am, but usually I'm not weird in social situations. I can totally extrovert out and talk to anybody. But the people I'm really, really tight and close to are the people that I can go talk to about things that no one else would be ready to hear, willing to hear, anything like that. I am willing to question everything on this planet and nothing is off limits. Some people don't like that. I was the person questioning science. I was the person questioning religion. I was questioning spirituality. I was questioning the country. I was questioning my own self. Like, why do I get pissed at this? Why do I get angry at this? Why is not everything playing out logically? Why is this not like, why would we not want to help kids? Why would we not want to feel better? Why would we not want to be healthy? Why would we run politics like that? I'm on Crazy Island and not everyone's allowed on Crazy Island. If your boat comes up to my shore and you don't meet the sniff test, I will take my foot and push you back off into the ocean. And I have no regrets. I have no back off on doing that. Right? To the point where sometimes I can sound very rude around people because I'll just walk away from a conversation. I don't stay connected to it. It's just not happening. And some of you are saying, like, especially right now, yes, the crazier this has gotten, I'm going to tell you right now, while people are out there buying into the story and they're getting in fear, and they're getting in panic and upset and stress and depression. While people are going down like this because they're scared to death of everything that's out there, I'm going up. I've honestly never been mentally more happy in my life than I am right now. Not only because all the stuff that I studied is coming true, but I wasn't crazy. You weren't crazy. This stuff was happening behind the scenes. And the world, guess what? The world really is supposed to work just like we think. We thought we were crazy because, or people thought we were crazy, and we lived on Crazy Island because everyone out there thought that what was going on was completely normal. And myself, probably like many of you out there, now that Crazyville out there, all the craziness out there is coming up to the surface, I'm like, we were right. Not because I need to be right, that has nothing to do with it, but because everything we thought we saw happening behind the scenes is coming to fruition and it's coming to the light. So I will tell you, I am very protective of Crazy Island. I live on Crazy Island that only so many people are allowed in. Family, well, actually, my wife, my daughter, some very, very tight knit close friends, and some staff that I've been close to for a very long time. It's a very, very small group. And then other people that I can talk to on Crazy Island, the people that come up for a visit are business people that I know, people that are far wealthier than me, but they do amazing things. I've been connected to people who are multi-hundred millionaires and billionaires that you would never know the name of. But behind the scenes, they are giving insanely stupid, ridiculous amounts of money to some of the biggest charities and humanity efforts and human trafficking efforts you could ever possibly imagine. And they're not the ones out there saying, oh, I gave money, I gave money, I gave money, right? They're doing it behind the scenes. They don't tell anybody about it. They just do it, right? They do it because at the end of the day, they don't need their name in the newspaper. They actually feel it here, right in the spirit, right in the soul. That's where they feel it. Okay, so I bring that up because earlier today, I kind of wanted to summarize this, which was, if you have not listened to Praying Medic from today earlier, it's on the Facebook page, it's on YouTube. I put it up to Periscope, etc. It always gets a lot of views. Dave Hayes, Praying Medic. It's actually fascinating, and I really appreciated this, and I didn't know he was going to do it, but he said on camera that he's actually had some really crappy interviews out there by people who like tried to catch him off guard, tried to say things, or tried to like get him in a gotcha question. And I always tell every single person that I have on, and sometimes in the future I'm going to have people on that I don't even fully agree with, but that's a part of dialogue. That's a part of communication. We don't have to agree on everything. Like, Praying Medic doesn't think JFK Jr. is alive. I kind of think he does. That's cool. He's an amazing individual, right? But he had some really rough interviews, and he actually told me several times that he was willing to come on with me because he actually appreciated good questions. He actually appreciated dialogue, not the gotcha stuff. But some of the things that I took from that was, first of all, things that are not happening. It's funny. I have friends out there. They're not in the inner circle that say nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. And I will tell you. You know what? Let me give you my day. Okay. This is my day. This is not to brag. This is just to tell you how much we're all invested into this. My day is I'm up by about 6:30 at the latest, maybe 7 at the absolute latest. And I start off, honestly, diving in to find out if I have somebody interviewing that day. I gotta look into them a bit so I can come up with some questions. But I'm also diving into tweets and diving into this and diving into research. I might read a little bit here and there, etc. And then literally off to the office. And then from honestly, anywhere from 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, every day of the week, I am with patients from 9 o'clock until 7 o'clock at night with a small window in the middle of the day, right? And when I would say with patients, I'm back to back with patients. There is no break. So every once in a while, I might get to look at my phone real quick, and I'm literally searching to see what's going on in that day. I then take that and then I go research that. And these are all little like minutes at a time. It's not like a big 15-minute gap. It's a minute here, a minute there, just trying to put things together. Okay. And then every once in a while, I have an interview like I did today with Praying Medic. So from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I'm invested. I literally walk out from that. 2 minutes later, back into patients all the way again till 7 o'clock tonight. And then we had stuff at the office tonight. So then I'm running home, doing anything else I have to do. And then anything else is coming off the mind. Okay. Now it's really busy. It's a productive problem. But people say it's not happening. There's nothing happening behind the scenes. This Q thing isn't even happening. No one's been arrested. And this is why I mentioned this in the interview is the thing about Dave is he is very chill. I will tell you, I am a very ramped up, hyper person. I told you this before, okay? And he is like my opposite down here. He's just chill. And right, so it like we totally even out. It's kind of like the quantum physics of it. You have one wavelength up here, another one down here. They balance and nullify each other out to be middle of the road, right? And so I actually appreciate him so much because I'll watch him on the side and I might have a day where I'm a little amped up. I'm a little worried about this. I'm a little worried about that. And it will actually help me calm down. So I appreciate his spirituality, but also his understanding of what's going on so that people can understand what's actually happening. And things are happening behind the scenes. You just actually have to look into it and research. But most people are not researching it. They're just going off of whatever they see randomly out there. And trust me, there's a ton of crappy headlines out there. And then lastly, I love what he talked about today, which was hope. And it's so funny. I'm going to repeat this again. There's only one thing I am concerned about in this whole thing. All of my worries, I have no worries on what is happening in the future except for one thing. I am not concerned about the vaccine. So many people want me worried about the vaccine. I'm not worried about the vaccine. It's not going to happen. Whatever, right? One thing. The only thing I keep my eye on, and that is if Trump is indeed a Zionist and he turns on us. It's the only thing I'm looking for. Everything else I don't care about. Everything else is going to work out. Everything else is going to be good. That's the only thing I get concerned about. I was actually quite impressed and quite happy that Dave said that's not what he was worried about. He was good on that part. All right. His only worry is, and it's actually funny because his is the same worry as Fred from yesterday, gold and silver coin guy, Fred Deshevsky. They're worried about the same exact thing, which I'm actually not worried about. So they're concerned about if there is a monetary reset both nationally and globally. They're concerned about how to do that mechanically because you could very possibly destroy the entire planet economically and have disaster if that doesn't work. Okay? So it's funny. They are worried about something that I'm totally not worried about. Do you know why? Because I actually believe from a divine standpoint and a quantum standpoint that they have the new economic system worked out and it's all going to actually pop right into place when they do it correctly. So it's very funny that they're both concerned about that. I'm not, yet I'm concerned about possible Zionism and Trump. And they're like, yeah, no, we're good. Like, you know, Praying Medic is good. Dave is good. So those are the only two things. I appreciate his hope and I love the idea of you have two choices. Do we really have two choices? Is Biden really a choice? Is Michelle or Hillary really a choice? No. Like, even if you gave me somebody other than Trump, I cannot vote for a Biden, for a Hillary, for a Michelle, or anybody else like that. Like, I only have one choice. And I know I don't like the two-choice system. I don't like the two-party system. Yet, I have one choice, and that is the President of the United States, unless something catastrophically goes wrong right before the election. Okay. I will talk about Zionism another night because that's a whole other thing. But just know that when I'm talking about Zionists or Zionism, I'm not talking about actually really Israel. I'm talking about the globalist elite who are Zionists. You can read this other places. You can also check out video. I'll go over it again a different night. But that's the concern, okay? Anyway, moving forward. Dave was amazing. He had a lot of information today, which was fantastic. But let's dive into the show. And the first thing I'm going to show you is actually gold was up a little bit, but now it's down. But it's up for the day. Gold, let me show you. Gold is down a little bit, $2.55, but it is up to $2,067.50. Silver was at $29. So gold inching towards 2,100, silver inching towards $30. Those are incredibly crazy numbers. Okay? Just want you to actually understand that. Now, let me take you through a few things. I know you guys are waiting so much for Trump talking today. I'm going to get you some clips of that, but I want you to show you something else first, because who thinks that that Beirut, Lebanon, was still a fireworks factory going up in flames? Because they have some actual drone videos now that I'm going to show, or not drone videos, I'm sorry, drone pictures that I'm going to show you so you can see this, okay? Here we go. Here is the before picture of the blast area and then after. They say the crater is 450 feet wide. So let me show you this one first. So there is the before of Beirut, Lebanon. All right. There is the before. Pretty area, beautiful blue water. It's wonderful there. Obviously, it's very pretty. Big city, so it gives you an idea of, obviously the blast zone was very large, but it's still a very large city, so it was not impacting the entire city. Okay. But let me show you what happened after. There is one angle after the whatever went off, okay? Complete catastrophe right there. Like literally, obviously this building is basically melted. But let me show you the other building. Let me show you the other angle. Look at that angle. There's a 450-foot wide crater. All right, crater in the water and the land. Clearly, there was something there. Clearly, there was something there that was not fireworks, nor was it ammonium nitrate. I'm sorry, that's not. It doesn't make that. Now, there is a video going out, guys. There's a video going around of a inverse video of the colors, and I forget what they call that, but it shows a missile coming in. That video has been proven to be altered and manipulated. That didn't happen. Okay, just so you know, that didn't happen. The infrared, yeah, it didn't have. That did not happen. I've seen. I didn't have a chance to get it, but I've seen where that was actually debunked, in the fact that it was actually, they showed two different views next to each other, and the one with the torpedo coming in. Now, I'm not saying a torpedo didn't come in. I'm just saying the one they showed was not accurate. Okay. I don't have an updated death toll or injury toll, but I just want to let you know that. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to show you this next, because is anyone at this point now, I did not get the video for you of Joe Biden basically being a racist today, because I posted that one. You should be able to go see it on my feed. But what a catastrophe that was. This one is actually Joe Biden from 2008 and then 2020. It's about a minute 14-second clip that I want to show you that shows how much different he is then than he is now, so you get an idea of the difference between that. Okay, let me show you this one now.
You ask anybody in there whether or not the economic and foreign policy of this administration has made them better off in the last 8 years. And in addition to that, we have to make sure that we are in a position that we can insure every single solitary kid. We can provide catastrophic health insurance right off the bat. We can do that for the cost of just one thing. The tax cut for people in the top 1%. And with I don't know. You got to give them to the people who are going to spend the money. You got to deal with making sure American companies can be competitive, have a health care plan that doesn't put them at a disadvantage when they compete overseas. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the.
So that was actually an ad that they ran, and let me tell you what I think happened to Joe Biden. I have a couple theories, okay? A couple theories are, the first one is that he just plain has dementia, or I'll give you three. Just straight up dementia, in really poor shape, and he's only there because he's a puppet. They're putting him in place because Obama actually runs the whole thing behind the scenes, and he's getting his moment in the sun, I guess you would say, to be replaced. Option number two is it is an actual clone. Now, I don't have enough evidence to show you that that's exactly what it is. I've seen stuff out there, but some things are photoshopped, so I don't go into that. Nor does it matter. It doesn't matter if it's a clone or not, because ultimately it doesn't change anything, right? But it could be a clone. This is my third, okay? Now, this is what I believe. I believe there are people in life that do good, and I believe there are people in life that do bad, right? And I do believe in karma, meaning if you're doing good, you're going to get good coming back to you, right? Doesn't mean you're perfect. It just means you're good. You do mostly good things, and they come back to you. Those who do bad things, and they think they're going to get away with it, but then ultimately it ends up going into flames and failure, because ultimately you cannot break natural God-given laws without it coming back on you. It's karma. I think Joe Biden is a pedophile. I think he is, is he satanic? I don't know, but clearly he has tons of problems. And he is also as corrupt as it can possibly get. Now, he may not be as corrupt as Hillary or anybody else, but he's taken the money. What I truly believe is happening to Joe Biden is that it's coming back to haunt him. He literally, I'm sorry, there is no coming back from being a repeater over and over and over of somebody doing pedophilia, Pizzagate, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think he is literally dying in front of you. That's what's happening. He has so much karma, bad karma, coming back on top of him that he is literally dying in front of you. And obviously, he is not fit to be president. They are setting him up for failure. He probably even knows it, to be honest with you. I actually feel like he does know it. He knows that this is like his time, and like this is his moment for all that he, worked for, per se. Okay. But he's gone. And as I said to Praying Medic today, I think we both agree, if this goes according to plan, which I think it's going to, you could have as much as of a landslide as 45 states go red, which is insane. That's very, very possible. Okay. So on to the fun stuff. Here we go. On to the fun. I'm going to do this in a couple different clips. Okay. A couple different ones. These are the ones you guys are waiting for today. Here we go.
You finally had a president who stood up for the American worker, On January 23rd, 2018, at my desk in the Oval Office, I proudly signed the order to impose a 50% tariff on all foreign-made washing machines. As a result, Whirlpool's 9 factories across the United States were soon thriving like never before, investing in new products, new infrastructure, and hundreds of new American jobs. You finally had a president who stood up for the American worker.
Is exactly what I've been telling you for some time, is you're going back to a national economy. Now, we talked about taking our ball and essentially going home where it's supposed to be, away from China. We have been manipulated by China for so long. And this is the first president to ever actually do what he said he's going to do. And the first president to stop the giant sucking sound out of America into Mexico and into China, and bring actual work and jobs, manufacturing, back to America. He was at Whirlpool today, dishwasher made in America, and he put such a giant tariff on the other side that Whirlpool stats and sales skyrocketed. And so I think we are heading into a gigantic, massive spike in the economy, along with I think, a national and a global economic reset towards quantum economics. And again, I'm going to go into that a different night again. We've done it before. I'm not going to do it for tonight. I just want to show you these actual clips. And then here is the next one, which is, these next two are very important to listen to.
I warned that our politicians have aggressively pursued a policy of globalization, moving our jobs, our wealth, and our factories overseas. I explained that globalization, these are the globalists. I'm not liking globalists too much, but they don't like me too much either. Globalization has made the financial elites who donate to politicians very wealthy, but it's left millions and millions of our workers with nothing but poverty and heartache, and our towns and cities with empty factories and plants. For years later, we've made extraordinary progress in reversing the dangerous tide of globalism.
So, what I need to say about that is that, do you understand the last president to ever even make an attempt at doing what he's going to do was shot in the head in Dallas, Texas, supposedly, because he dared mess with the global elites. Now, people ask, why is Trump not dead? Why has he not been assassinated? Well, there have been assassination attempts. Why is he not dead? Apparently, I have heard and read that he's being taken care of by not the Secret Service anymore, but by the Marines. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I think he's protected. I think this plan is so solid that he is being allowed to do what he intended to do. He's destroying globalization. Do you understand? Most everyone on this feed tonight, watching tonight, we're around 1,000 tonight. Most everyone watching tonight, you either only had a smidgen of nationalization of America's built products, or you've had none. I have only lived in a globalized market. Now, when I was younger, I knew that there was American-made products and people tried to buy American, but everything was getting sucked out into other countries, right? This is the first time in a long time that we are going back to nationalism. Now, some people are going to say, well, nationalism is bad. That's That's not good. We're going to be isolationist. No, 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 no. It doesn't mean we can't have trade. It just means it actually has to be fair trade. Both sides have to win. And guess what? The person who happens to be writing the trade deals, even though I don't think they're perfect, wrote the art of the deal. He wants a fair deal where everybody wins. That's what you're seeing here. Now, let me take you to the last clip, which might be the most important because everyone is wondering what he meant by this.
It has to be a good product, but the middlemen, well, the rebate that I'm doing cuts out the middlemen and it reduces costs, and the money goes back to the people purchasing the drugs. So I have a lot of enemies out there. This may be the last time you'll see me for a while. A lot of very, very rich enemies, but they are not happy with what I'm doing. But I figure we have one chance to do it, and no other president's going to do what I do. No other president would do a favored nations, a rebate, a buy from other nations at much less cost. Nobody.
So he says he has rich enemies that do not like what he is doing, and that he may not be around here for a while. Now, everyone's saying, where is he going? Now, you know that there's supposedly a tweet that is going to be going out at some point, supposedly, if Q is dead on right, when this all comes going crazy, the president is supposed to say, let me actually find this for you because I don't even want to paraphrase this one. I'm going to go to Q and I'm going to say, I'm going to look it up actually. Okay. I'm going to actually look it up on what he is supposed to say, which watch me not be able to find it now because I'm doing it off the cuff. Let's see. He already said calm before the storm. He has said that already. All right. If you guys think of it, tell me what it is because I'm looking off the cuff right now. Okay. I'll probably find it, but okay. I found it. What he is supposed to say. He's supposed to tweet, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. ... So many people believe that he may be getting close to where he is on Air Force One for possibly a couple weeks at a time, staying in the air, getting refueled to stay out of the chaos and the craziness of which is transpiring, which would be taking out the deep state. But he mentioned, I don't like globalism. He mentioned there's a lot of very wealthy, rich people that do not like what I'm doing. He said, we have one chance to do this. And I want to be the only president that got it done. So after today, you may not see me for a while. Like, those are crazy words. Absolutely crazy, crazy words. We will see what happens. I don't know. Keep an eye out. What's going to go down? But let me show you the next clip because who knows what's going to happen. I'm just telling you, everything he said at that Whirlpool talk was really impressive. Now, the other thing is, how often do you see the Attorney General of the United States out walking around amongst the public and meeting people at a walk where they're actually supporting the police? So let me show you this if you haven't seen this. This is actually really cool. Attorney General William Barr was out hanging out with the people at a rally for the police department. There's Attorney General Barr saying hello, fist bumping people.
This is awesome. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Keep up the good work, sir. Let me get him.
You did wonderful on your testimony. It was spectacular, I thought. We love you. That was terrible.
The old.
He's been retired.
Can we take a picture, sir? Sure.
He's taking pictures.
Come on in, everybody. Let's take a picture.
So tremendous. And it's actually funny. Someone brought up that the whirlpool symbol is a drain, draining the swamp. Could that be coincidence? Are there coincidences out there? And this is the last video clip I want to show you. This was actually Sidney Powell yesterday. Okay? And listen to what she has to say. This is all coming together, folks.
Effectively, the Republicans meddling in the upcoming election when these probes into the Biden started last year in 2019. Your reaction to that?
The American voters need all the legitimate information and truth they can get on the presidential candidates. Biden has been engaging in pay-to-play for a long time, particularly to benefit Hunter and other members of his family. He and Obama and the whole Clinton crime cabal have been doing this, lining their own pockets in their globalist deals for years. This is the corruption that President Trump was sent to Washington to get rid of, and it's all just starting to come to light. I think we're going to find that it is far worse than we ever realized.
Okay. Did you get that straight? So Biden, that was 45 seconds. She dropped an absolute bomb for 45 seconds. Like, how much more can you get into 45 seconds? Biden pay to play the Obama, Hillary crime cabal or Clinton cabal, Obama Clinton cabal, globalization, and this goes deeper than you could ever imagine when people actually see it. 45 seconds where she literally just laid down the law and told you exactly how it was. Don't tell me there isn't something going on behind the scenes. If you have people out there, if you have friends out there, if you have anybody out there, I don't want you to try to convince them of anything. That's not the point. I do not convince people of anything. I don't argue in battle over vaccines. I don't argue in battle over this or Q anymore, right? I just take my information and I put it out there for people. If you can't see that the president is changing everything in this country, putting up a wall, talking about globalization end, talking about the rise of America again, okay, talking about globalists that don't like him, talking about rich people that don't like him anymore, and the fact that he might have to go away for a while. General Flynn, who is now having to deal with the stupid court again, trying to be so he can take the gag order off. And then you have random Hollywood actors and actresses having to deliver pizzas to people, which is a sign of they're basically giving up, and it's their way of outing themselves. You have Sidney Powell dropping on Fox News, dropping Biden pay to play, dropping the words Obama Clinton cabal, okay, dropping massive globalization and how it's going to be ending, and it's deeper than you could ever imagine. If you can't see what's actually occurring, then you either are not looking, or you're looking, you're blind, and you're a sheep, and I can't fix that for you, okay? On top of that, we have like 4 or 5 different massive fires going around the planet right now in very key places that could be cabal oriented after they blow up, or whoever blows up Beirut, Lebanon, and puts a 450-foot wide crater in the Bayside. Come on. Does anybody else see what's actually happening here? And on top of this, if you didn't see this today, Mariah Carey's sister accuses her mom of horrific sexual abuse and shocking satanic rituals. So Mariah Carey's sister is accusing their mother of putting her through a satanic cult in Hollywood. Do you think we're in the craziest times of our life and something's actually getting done? That's what's actually occurring. That's what's happening. Okay? So that is the craziness for tonight. What I want to end with, anybody out there having trouble sleeping. I'm going to do a little bit of a health segment tonight. I want to tell you guys a little bit of a personal experiment I've been doing on myself. Okay, this is regards to sleep. Okay, because what I found was people aren't sleeping. Is anybody out there not sleep? Okay, anybody out there having problems sleep, especially after you freaking watch my show? I had to tell a patient today that they were no longer allowed to watch me at night. They had to watch me in the morning because they were not getting sleep. Okay, so let me explain something that I have been learning about, and I self-experiment myself. Okay, here we go. Sleep. The majority of people are not sleeping out there. Now, I'm not talking about the spiritual side of sleep and dreams. I'm talking about the physical part of sleep. You heal when you sleep. Okay, I have been working on a little bit of a project here. I have a couple things in front of me that I'm going to show you, okay? I am just like many of you. As much as I know that I shouldn't be on my phone or computer late at night, guess what? I'm here because I'm doing it for the greater good. That's why I'm doing it. So I'm working on stuff to make myself so I'm less impacted by it. However, all right, this is what I've been doing. Now, I have been trying out different UV light glasses. I will try them on for you even though I look like a complete nerd, okay? These ones I do not like because they're way too big. These block blue light glasses, okay? These ones are Gunner. Now, I like them. These ones are a little bit better, right? I don't like the size of them. These ones are about $50, okay? These block blue light, all right? It's called Gunner. They come in a nice little package here, okay? I also have what's called RA Optics. RA Optics here. These ones you've seen me in as well. These ones are a little bit stronger, okay? A little bit stronger here. These are these ones. These ones, I'm gonna take a guess here because based on color. These ones probably block about 50% of the blue light from the computer screens, okay? These ones, I'm going to say are upwards of about 80% just based on the colors that I'm seeing come off the screens right now. So these ones, okay? These ones also fit better. I like these ones better, okay? So I've been working on these ones, all right? This one is actually from RA Optics. These are more expensive. These are like $150, okay? Also, if you saw Norbert Heiser, who I'm going to have on the show again in the future, this is the card that we work with, okay? This actually can go in the cell phone. Whoops, go in the cell phone. Okay, it goes in the back of the cell phone. Been working with that as well. But now let me show you what I've actually been working on the most, okay? And I have been taking melatonin. Now, I actually got this tip from a friend of mine, Dr. Sachin Patel, good friend, great person up in Canada. And he was telling me about him taking melatonin. Right now, I actually had some incorrect information, which was that if you take melatonin, your pineal gland, remember, your pineal gland is what works with melatonin. I was always under the impression that if you gave melatonin to your system over a period of time, your body will stop creating it. That is not completely true. And on top of that, melatonin is both anti-aging and anti-cancer protection. Correct. Yes. It also wakes up your all-seeing eye in the middle, okay? What they're teaching you not to know about. Now, I've been taking this melatonin, cycling it, okay? This is a melatonin spray from my office. It's called Energetics Melatonin Spray. I've also been working with it with a couple patients, and I'm going to start doing even more with the patients, okay? Now, let me tell you about melatonin. This is the problem, guys. Most people are not sleeping because we are surrounded by the Wi-Fi and EMFs and cell phones all the time now. And yeah, unless you're going to go live in the middle of the woods, guess what? It's not going to happen. You're going to be surrounded by this stuff. So you have to protect yourself as best as humanly possible going forward. So that's why I'm working with these tools and I'm using melatonin. Now, I used to try melatonin every once in a while. I used to do like a spray or two of this stuff, okay? Which is about 1 to 3 milligrams of melatonin. It did nothing for me. Nothing. Like, now I already sleep pretty decently, but I realized I was getting superficial sleep because I'd wake up a little tired. Not a lot tired, but a little bit, almost like I wanted to sleep an extra couple hours, okay? So what I did was actually talking to my friend, and he said, hey, I have a scientist who's been using upwards of, ready for it, 200 milligrams, right? 200 milligrams of melatonin, which is insane. I don't even know how he got to that number. But let me tell you what I did. This is the self-experimentation, okay? I do this on weekends because obviously I don't have to get right up necessarily. And I started off with 5 milligrams, which I did 5 sprays, okay? And it was okay. It was decent. But then I did 10 milligrams. And what I did was I did 10 milligrams and I slept really pretty good. Meaning not a superficial sleep, but woke up and actually felt like I slept. All right. Now, after a lot of months, I went back and cycled again. And I did 2 days. I did one where I did 15 sprays of this. So that comes out to almost like probably around 20 milligrams. And then the next night, I did 20 sprays of this. Now, keep in mind, I'm not telling everyone to do that. And if you want information on this, get with me and I can help you. And that's not a problem. But I went up to 20 sprays of this. This is called Energetics Melatonin Spray. I carry this at the office. It's a phenomenal product. It's the only melatonin that I'll technically use right now, unless I find others that are good. So I did 20 sprays of this one night. I went to sleep. I woke up about 9 hours later, and I felt like I was asleep for about a week. I woke up completely just like remember have you ever had those moments where you like fall asleep on a couch or somewhere like that, or you fall asleep in a bed and you're just so mentally and physically exhausted that you wake up and you have like the whole drool stuff coming out the side of your mouth, right? Because you're just like, you were toast. You didn't move. You ever had those days where you went and got in bed so tired that you actually woke up in the same spot that you actually went to sleep in and the drool came out, right? Okay, good. So that's what happened when I hit 15 and 20 sprays of this. I went to sleep, and I'm one of those people that when I lay down, I fall asleep in probably under 5 minutes. It's pretty fast. But my moderate to superficial sleep went to very deep sleep, okay? And yes, I woke up like I had been asleep for like, it felt like almost a year. Like it was just out. Now, it wasn't, I could sleep more still because obviously we're so beat up by all this environmental stuff around us that you can rebuild. Now, the other thing, when you take melatonin, you are impacting your pineal gland, which is the third eye. You will have potentially very vivid dreams, sometimes nightmares. If it's nightmares, you got to keep going. I have not had those yet, so I'm still going to continue playing with it. Some people will ask, can you overdose on it? I can't say whether you will or not. My assumption is, based on the research that I'm reading, is no, you cannot. And again, the scientist that I'm reading on was upwards of 200 milligrams. He cycled it. He didn't take that every night. He cycled it, which I understand. As I'm doing this, I understand why, because I'll take it on a weekend, but then the rest of the week, I will still sleep very well. So it's obviously working, but it's also stimulating my pineal gland to create more melatonin the way it's supposed to, because we are getting bombarded by this radiation all day long. Don't think your pineal gland is working correctly. It is not. It is not producing the proper amounts of melatonin. So obviously, I'm not going to try to overdose on it. We will get information to you how you can get it. You can also let me know if you want help with it. If you want to become a patient, obviously go to the website, noblepatriothealth.com. But also, we're going to get this up and so people can actually get it as well, because it is an amazing product. And I will tell you, I am actually working with patients now, is experimenting with them. I shouldn't say experimenting with them. I have the experimentation down with myself now. I'm kind of feeling it out. So now I can do it successfully with other people to get them sleeping, because you're not going to heal if you're not sleeping. And melatonin is essentially the safest way to do that naturally, to get your body back down into healing sleep. So I wanted to share that with you tonight for a bit of a health segment on you. I'll give you guys a couple minutes if you have questions, and I'll do the best I can. I'm not going to go crazy tonight because I do need to get some sleep, because I've been going like crazy. Good on the essential oils guide if you're using those and they work well. Well done. That's awesome. Good. Let's see. Okay. There's another one. Pink Honey 68. Thank you for saying that regarding air conditioning. The other thing that we do in our house is during the day, our air conditioner in Florida is typically somewhere between 72 and 74 degrees. I have an older house. At night, our temperature in our house, we drop down to between 65 and 68 degrees. So it gets very cold. Cold makes you sleep better, okay? Just so you know. Good. Let's see. When will your site have products? We're working on it very fast. Okay, Jay. I'm actually handling things with the distributing company. That's all that I'm waiting to do. I will actually probably have the kids products out either tomorrow or the next day. So be ready for that. We have all kids products ready to go that taste good. Patriot Kids, folks, it's coming. Let's see. I have heard the Gospel of Q, Lisa, but I have not read it. So do some research for me. How about that? I also have healing stones. Yes, we have crystals and we have healing stones in the house as well. Yeah, we're woo-woo like that, okay? You cannot sleep if you're cold. You have to bundle up. Your body should make melatonin naturally. That is correct, Heather. The problem is we're bombarded by so much EMFs today, your body is not making it correctly anymore. Plus blue light alters it. So see, I should totally have these on all the time, but I struggle sometimes with them on while I'm reading this stuff. So that's why I haven't had them on. I use them other times as well. Let's see. I don't love cold weather. Adrenal fatigue, Christy, I help that. Yes. I don't love cold weather, but I love cold at night to go to sleep to. Chris, monoatomic gold. I will bring on Ken Rowland. We'll talk about that. How about that? Good. Let's see. Is melatonin safe for kids? Let's talk about that. Let me do some research and I'll find out for you. I'd be questionable on that. Okay. I'll talk about Tony Robbins a different night. Just know he's getting behind the vaccine. And there's some other things that I'm very skeptical about. Okay. He's also good friends with Oprah. Let's see. Yes, we do need minerals, of course. You must have minerals or your body will not operate. Okay. Mickey, Spotify. We're going to go up to Spotify. Yes. It's not there right now, but it will be. Okay. I'm going to get somebody to handle that. Okay. One question left and then I'm getting to bed. Megan, I will let you know more about the cycling of melatonin. What I'll do is maybe I'll put together a little program on it. Okay. Perfect. Let's see. Best water filtration. Good question, Ryan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a person on that talks about that because I have probably the best person in the world regarding water, okay? Yes, I help after hysterectomy, but you got to work with me, okay? I can't just fix it. I got to do some things to make it go correctly, okay? All right. Guys, love you all. Have a wonderful night. As always, go serve somebody and go help somebody. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network signing off. I'm going to go get some sleep because I actually am kind of tired.